Toga, 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 toga,
Hello and welcome to Billy Ho's Sports. Today is a preview and picks show with a little betting on the undercard races for this Saturday's Big Saratoga Travers Stakes Day. This video will be on the Grade 1 Sword Dancer. A couple housekeeping things. I wanted to let everybody know BillyHoSports.com is a blog site that I just opened up that I will be posting articles, handicapping info, strategies, tidbits. It's just in its infant stage. I don't have much out except for the Travers preview article, and the link is in the description. So check that out. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, leave me a comment, and let's get started. And the Grade 1 Sword Dancer is 1.5 miles on the turf. We're going to start with number 1, Soldier Rising. 5-1 morning line, trained by Christopher Clement and ridden by Jose Ortiz. Clement trained the 21 and 22 back-to-back winner and looking to make it 3 in a row with a new horse, Soldier Rising, who ran third in last year's Sword Dancer. Had a peak effort here, this 107 at Manhattan, running second to up to the mark. And I've said in previous videos, last I checked, about the 5th ranked overall thoroughbred, something like that. Just a really, really strong turf horse. So excellent race there. And then just took a small break and then came back and had a ton of trouble. It's a, sustained closing type of rally. And when I went back and watched this Bowling Green Grade 2, you can see it says it bumped very hard and checked at the 5/16. So that was really kind of just getting into that final push for home where he should have been making his move. And he did really, really check hard. So that pretty much put him out of the mix and ended up running 7th. So if a bounce back effort is in order, could very well be a factor down the stretch. Moving on to number 2, Verstappen is trained by Brendan Walsh, ridden by Declan Cannon. This one ran second to Channel Maker in that same Bowling Green that I just mentioned. And also won the Elkhorn down here back in April at this same distance, 1.5 miles. So that's kind of a good sign. High percent trainer, Brendan Walsh, obviously. So this one's got to be on your radar as well, and we'll narrow it down as we go along. Bolshoi Ballet, 5-1, trained by Aidan O'Brien, ridden by John Velasquez. Shipping over from Great Britain, finished 6th in the last race. O'Brien is 33% when shipping. Not big on the early pressing style in such a long race. So this one is probably not going to make my betting card for this particular race. And I don't think number 4, Daunt, will either. Daunt is trained by Robert Ribaudo and does have the most successful jockey in Sword Dancer history. 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third in 8 starts for Javier Castellano. So that's kind of at least a plus, but the speed's not there. The poor record at the track's not really there either. Had really poor results back in the day. So I will probably pass on Daunt, but 5, Pioneering Spirit is an interesting one to me. Trained by Linda Rice, ridden by Irad Ortiz, like those both. Moving up in class, 4 straight wins after switching to the turf. Really blossoming on the turf. Has been able to close at all the distances. I mean, closed at 1 mile, then they stretched to 1 1/8 miles closed, then they went to a quarter closed, and then went 3/8 and closed. And all by furthering distances, basically. Well, not counting the first one, but moving up in class all the way to this optional claiming for 60 or 9 winners of 2. So it is a pretty solid jump in class for this closer, but I like where it's going. So we'll see. Is it ready? Son of American Pharaoh, and I might be wrong on this, but those 4-year-olds, American Pharaohs, they seem to take to the turf pretty well. So it was a pretty strong 3-year-old class back then. So I like this horse, and I will root for it. Number 6, Channel Maker, the 9-year-old gelding son of English Channel, making, I think, oh gosh, a dozen starts, maybe the 6th start. I think something like that in this race. Definitely will be the front runner, high percent trainer, Bill Mott, Manny Franco aboard. I don't normally like the early front running horses in this turf route. And I think Channel Maker might have some horse left. It's hard to say, but this one will be will be a tough choice to make, to toss, or to use on top. Be honest with you, and I think the favorite's going to be this number 7, 6-5 Stone Age Chad Brown on the turf. Can't go wrong there. Flavian Pratt aboard is an upgrade from the previous jock. Been off for about 6 months though, and after a trip overseas. With not very good results, but back to this, Monster 108 at Keeneland at the BC Turf last year would put this colt, 4 years old, right in square in the mix. So definitely favorite, definitely Chad Brown. Chad Brown gets him ready. Best turf trainer on the market right now, in my opinion, but might be slightly vulnerable. So we're going to go over to the betting card here and take a look at first impressions. These aren't final results. These are just options, different things that I was thinking of. But I eliminated the 3 and the 4, and I've got Soldier Rising number 1, number 2 Verstappen, 5 Pioneering Spirit, 6 Channel Maker, 7 Stone Age. That narrows it down a little. If you want to narrow it down more, I'll probably box the 1, 5, 6, 7, and the 6 would be the first out if gunned ahead and you only could pick 3. Just the old elder statesman, but I would probably go underneath with a 3 over 4 is what I would do there. I'd go 1, 5, 7. Hopefully, crack some value. Maybe the 7 is vulnerable. Being off for 6 months, it is a 1.5-mile race. A lot of things can happen on the turf. So that's kind of where I would go. But also, just to throw in something a little extra, I got a 10-cent super here that I was looking at. And I would do it for a dime. I would probably just start with boxing 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. And then what you could do if you wanted to go, that's $12. If you wanted to add in the 3 Bolshoi down here, you can make it 18. Something like that would tickle my fancy. And that'll do it for the first of the undercard races, the Sword Dancer. Be on the lookout for the next one up. Is going to be the Jerkins Memorial. I'll be doing that next. So until the next video, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you soon.